Hello, hello, it's your friend Double Bite. Yeah, you get my face today. So it's about 1:20 a.m. I just got back from the Last Jedi, so it was cool. It's the first time I've ever one of the few times I've ever done opening screening kind of thing, and it was pretty cool. It was not that many cosplayers, but they were respectful and quiet during the movie, and it was really fun. So this is my spoiler-free review. Basically, a pretty quick review of what I think of the movie, but and then I'm gonna be doing a spoiler review, and by review I mean deranged rant on both accounts. I just do deranged rants. I should I'm talking about shit that I should have researched or done a script for or all that kind of good stuff, but there are better people to do that than me. Why am I doing this at all? Well, because I'm an asshole with a camera. Anyway, so if you haven't seen my previous ratings videos at all, and I don't do them very often, here's my rating system. A 5 is medium. 5 is straight middle of the road. I thought it was unremarkable. Anything below 5 is bad. Anything above 5 is good. So a 6 means something is good. I recommend it, sure, why not? 7 means something is great. I highly recommend it. My favorite things in the world are generally 8s. That's how strict I am. I'm very fucking harsh. Like, Tangle Deep in Terraria are 8s. A 9 is something that's sublime. Like, I think for me, when I saw Mad Max in theaters, that experience was a 9. Like, there's very few things that make me feel 9. I think yeah. 9 is fucking up there. 9 is hard. Like, and I'm jaded and bitter. So, with that in mind, here's my spoiler-free rating and review. Last Jedi was a 6. But it's a solid... That 6 points does a lot of work. Let me put it this way. Let's pretend you have a pizza, okay? If you have an average pizza, okay, like a 6 out of 10 pizza, you're like, okay, that's fine. Now imagine you have a pizza, and some of the slices have a lot of toppings, and it's nice and crispy and cooked correctly, and then the rest of the pizza is like not as good. The toppings are slid over and it's like a little undercooked. It's like well, this pizza is a 6 out of 10, but boy, those good pieces were really good. And that's kind of how I feel about this movie overall. First of all, I think it had some pacing issues, and not the usual pacing issues. Although I did check my phone actually at one point to see how much longer is there, because it kind of does the thing where there's like, okay, and also I'm gonna go into this more later in the other video, and I am not a movie critic. I am not trained in movies. I know most about what I know about film theory from like watching people like Lindsay Ellis and reading things like Film Crit Hulk. Okay, so this is like far away from my area of expertise. But it wasn't like poorly paced. The pacing, scene by scene, minute by minute, felt right. And there is a bit that could be cut. This movie should have been edited down. Hands down, flat out. There are blatant things that should have been cut from this movie. That aside. The problem is, the problem is it was paced almost like a mini-series. I don't mean that pacing-wise, I mean structurally. This felt like a season of a mini-series. Not condensed, not stretched out, but if you had a mini-series that was 2.5 hours long, that's what this movie felt like. Just structurally, there's something off about it. The action is really good. There's a couple of really good fight scenes. It's very much a character-driven movie, which I think we were all expecting. It's a couple of good twists, although a lot of the twists are like, you thought we were going to do this. We're going to do this thing. And you go, oh, okay. You know? Or, you know that we need to do this, but we're going to do this in this way. And you go, oh, that was a clever way of subverting the thing that I knew was going to happen. So, like, the things that are obviously going to happen and then don't, it's like, oh, cool, I knew you were going to do that, but then also I knew that you weren't going to do that, and the way that you didn't do that was clever. Or the things that, need to happen in a way that's like, oh, that was good. And quite frankly, I like that category better. I'm okay with it being like, this needs to happen, and it happens, but you did it in a cool way. I don't like it as much when it's like, we're going to do this, but we're not going to do it. But then that's not a twist, because everyone knows you were going to do it, and everyone knows, therefore you weren't going to do it. Right? Like, and again, it's up to you whether what you think is in either category. But it matched very well with my expectations of what was going to be in each category. And hopefully that's vague enough. I mean, you're watching a review, so it's spoiler free, but there's some risks here. But yeah, so it's like one or two things I thought were in the twist category really good. One or two things that I thought were distinctly bad, and everything else was like, oh yeah, okay. There's a couple moments in the theater where everyone was like, yeah, and those felt like good yeah moments. But yeah, it was good. I wouldn't rush out to see it in theaters. If you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to see it in theaters anyway. It doesn't fucking matter. It was a good theaters movie. I mean, it's Star Wars. It's visually very good. But like, it's not neat to see in theaters. Let me put it this way. Thor Ragnarok was more neat to see in theaters than this was. If that makes sense. This could be very well enjoyed cozily. Thor Ragnarok had more bigness to it, you know? It's like Spider-Man Homecoming. I saw it out of theaters. I did not need to see that in theaters. This was kind of like that. Since it is very character-based, it's a very character-focused movie. But yeah, I liked it. I do not regret seeing it. I regret slightly paying $15 for a lift back home, but the trains weren't running anymore, so I was like, fuck it. But I don't regret seeing it. I had a good time. I highly recommend seeing it. But yeah, it's a 6 out of 10 for me. Maybe 6.5. I would need to rewatch it to revise, especially knowing the full arc of the movie and then going back. I really want to rewatch Force Awakens after this, because I've only seen Force Awakens once. I should have rewatched it before seeing this, but I didn't because I'm an asshole. I think this would make me appreciate Force Awakens in a different way. I'm not certain, but we'll see. But yeah, so 6.5. It's good. Distinctly recommend. Did not rock my socks. And yeah, so if you're pissed off at me for this, wait till you see the next video, because the next video is going to make you mad. And until then, double bite out.